Hello, my name is Yoshi. I am campaigning to the Northern Bird as Bird of the Century this year, as it is the habitat of the Northern Bird. I now have some questions to ask. What kind of birds live in the wetlands?
Here, well, we've got ducks, and the special duck is the pāteke, but you also at times see shoveler ducks, and you sometimes see mallard ducks, and just last week we saw grey teal. But there are other wetland birds as well.
Well, of course, the ultimate wetland bird is what we've named the place after. That's the bittern, the Matuku Link Wetland, the bird of the swamp. It's in the heron family. We also get white-faced herons flying over. They don't spend a lot of time on the swamp. But the other bird, of course, is a little tiny one, the smallest of all, and that's the fern bird. Fern bird, a very weak flyer. But there's another rail here we have, and that's, of course, the poeto, spotless crake, which is a very small rail. It's the second smallest rail in New Zealand. The smallest one is marsh crake, and I've never seen one. It's very difficult to see. Very few people have ever seen that. But we hear spotless crake quite regularly here, especially at dusk, when they make their running down alarm clock call. It's very strange. Yeah. And so they're really a lovely bird, but like your banded rail, that's smaller.
So we've also got about 3 types of shags that come through here, spur-winged plover, and at times at the far end of the wetland we've even had spoonbill.
Wow. Yeah. And of course we get the swan, the black swan, which is a lovely bird. Unfortunately, we also have some birds that are beautiful but shouldn't be here. That's Canada geese. They don't spend too much time just here, but out in the wetland there's too many of them. Yeah. But the swans are nice.
So that's quite a range of birds, isn't it? Really. Oh, we could throw in kingfisher as well. You know, because kingfisher you'll see in many places, but they're as much of a bird of the wetland as other places. Yeah.
How long have you been restoring the wetland for?
Well, I guess actively when we bought Matuku Link, which was in 2016. But before that, other parts of the wetland, I guess we were protecting the edge, the Forest and Bird Reserve. We had pest control there and made some lovely boardwalk to be able to see and to get into the wetland.
That was from 1979 onwards, so it's quite a long time ago. We didn't do much pest control at the start. We were just busy buying land and doing possum control, but then it got towards the end of the century, you know, about 2000, before they started getting into more intense pest control. That's on Matuku Reserve.
What was the land like before you started the planting?
Oh, this part, Matuku Link, the Matuku Reserve was forest regenerating. It's just now more regenerated. But Matuku Link was in a bad state. It had a lot of horses on it. There were many horses here at one stage. When we bought it, there was only 2 left. But they had grazed everything that was edible on the flats, but it had been up in the forest quite a bit too and munched lots of edible things like hangi and lots of other things. So they opened it out. That's what it was, just mostly bare grass, except some biggish trees like ones we haven't planted that were already there, like karnika and a few big cabbage trees, especially around the waterways. There were some biggish trees, but it was just bare mostly. Yeah. So now it's
bare grass,
much more forested, young forest.
What are the main threats to the wetland birds?
Sorry?
What are the main threats to the wetland birds?
Oh, main threats, yes indeed. I think it's predators really, and then for some birds it's followed by loss of their normal food. For some birds, for example, the bittern need clear water because they're a visual hunter. They need to see the fish, and if the water's all murky and silted, then they can't do that too well. But for birds like the Pateki, they are sort of ducks. They get a range of things from insects to seeds. The rail family have quite a wide variety of food stuff. So they might have insects, they might have seeds,
Fruits.
fruits, and then if we talk about the big rail, we didn't mention the pukeko, did we?
No,
Yeah.
it's a bird of the wetland. We all forget that, but it's the most common one.
And so they'll even eat things like little ducklings. So they've got a big range of diet here.
So John's right, but going back before that, I'm pleased to say not now, but a real threat to birds of the wetland was actual draining of wetlands. They were the classic places that farmers tried to get more land. They just drained them and nobody cared. But in the 70s, people started getting worried about it. And that's why one of the reasons we bought Matuku Reserve, because they were the most threatened habitat in New Zealand. Only 9% of the original wetlands remain. Now, you can expect some of them to go, but just about all of them went. And with all our hard work and other organisations saving wetlands, we might have added up to 1%. So make it 10%. So that was the first threat to birds. It was just taking the wetlands away, and then, as John said, predators.